Oh, wait, no. Just kidding.
All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 36 of the ZZP Power Hour, where we talk about power and ZZP
I got
and everything in between.
Right in. Okay, let me get over here.
Tyler can't see. But
I can't see me. My beautiful face.
You can move the arm
Can everyone see
thing.
us? So we got Tyler here. Myself.
Tyler via ZZP.
Bo C.
I'm Al.
And, of course, Eric behind the camera back there.
Yeah, this hat needs a wash.
Today
Hats
we're
off.
talking about Street Car Takeover.
Yeah. Hats off to Eric. He's been working super hard this week.
Yep.
And getting all the tremendous amounts of footage sorted and put into a video for you guys.
Yeah, speaking of, I think we have a over 20-minute long feature coming out this evening.
We're pretty much like a production studio
Sometime this evening when
Pretty much.
YouTube wants it.
Yeah.
So
you won't be able to. I mean, the amount of sexiness and fast cars in that video is.
We got some sick track outfits.
Yeah.
Hats.
Yep. Everyone had a look down pretty.
I definitely was in my prime.
And it's my full feature length debut of the mustache. So
Trip.
Yeah. It was my last
Tyler-
feature of the beard.
Tyler
yeah.
rolled all Saturday in flip flops and joggers,
joggers pulled up to my knees.
in a shirt that was a day old,
Yep.
with a hat and.
And my Mexico hat. Yep. My silly hat. It's great. That shirt probably smelled real bad.
L had his fisherman's hat
Yeah.
Yep.
and tank top cut off, some form of
No,
no sleeve
it was
thing.
it was a manufactured tank top.
Yeah.
OEM tank top.
I think I washed my feet twice on Saturday night or Sunday morning. It was gross.
Remember when you left your shoes outside the tent and they were filled with water in the morning?
Yep.
How does do you take a shower and then wash them in the sink after? How do you
No.
double
You,
wash
you
your
just
feet?
sit in the on the side of the tub and you.
You
Oh,
guys
it's
wash
just
your feet?
Yeah, because Erica complains because they're so stinky sometimes.
Well,
I thought people just all the soap rinses over them anyway. I've never had a problem.
yeah, you just let it fill up while you're showering and
Yeah.
splash around a little, and you're good.
Yeah. Stomp, stomp.
Timothy Browder, that Ion is Al's, and right now it's on a basic but awesome build
Yeah.
to get it rolling because it hasn't driven since 2018, and later it's going to get a lot more turbos than it has now.
Al McBlur.
Al
Basic
McBlure.
is a relative term.
Yes.
To L's
Yes,
goals.
basic for him.
Yeah, it's pretty simple right now. It's just a completely stripped and gutted race car with a full standalone and not a single factory wire.
And a Sidewinder turbo setup.
Yeah.
Basic.
Yeah, pretty basic.
Pretty basic.
pretty basic.
No big deal around here.
It really is pretty simple. It's just
Simple works.
Simple but complicated at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys what though. That PDM game changer.
Yep.
If you guys ever do a standalone car, it is worth the money to get a solid state power distribution module because I was able to wire the entire car with not one single fuse or relay. It's all done within the PDM.
We wouldn't have had to worry about that fuel pump fuse if we had a PDM.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah,
That's pretty
Street
cool.
Car Takeover.
What's
we
everyone's
blew
take on it?
We blew
Thoughts?
a fuse.
Yeah.
And a gas pedal. That's the only things we broke.
We blew a fuse with the car off.
It doesn't make any sense.
This is a great
I know.
testament for ZZPerformance parts and whatnot. We were 10 cars deep and not a single brake besides a fuse and a gas pedal.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd
And
say
those
that's
aren't
a
even our
win in
parts.
itself.
Yeah, that's not our part.
And we fixed both of them within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just with whatever was on hand.
How
slash-
freaking stressful though, getting up to waiting in all that line
Yeah.
and getting to be next, and the girl's calling me up, and I'm
And
going.
the car won't start.
Had to push it out of the way.
Looking like it's your first time.
Yep, looking like it's the first time at the track. But
It was like one of your first passes too, because I missed
it was
it.
the
It
first
was
pass.
the first pass.
But like Eric was on the walkies or something, we were back and forth, and he's like, Tyler was up, but they pushed it off to the side," and I was like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah.
you broke an axle in the line? How did what?"
No, we drove up to the line. We pushed it through the line to save from it getting hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then it
And
wouldn't start.
And then he goes to start it, and somehow would just key on so that it would turn. It blew the fuel pump fuse.
What is the Sonic setup? Because everyone asks us every week, every video. Do you want to give them a rundown of what is in the Sonic right now?
Yeah. You, me, doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah, it is. It actually is. So stock block, stock crank, stock head, stage 1 cam, which is only one cam, valve springs, forged rods, pistons, Zona rotor 5751S, custom intake charge pipes, ported intake manifold, flex fuel.
Yeah, other than
That's
the
about it.
turbo, it's all normal stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to dump out the hood. It makes rowdy noises.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
I guess that's not really normal. But it's part of the turbo.
the one nice thing that we got to test this weekend was the new trans. So
Yeah.
if you guys have been following the last 2 events, I broke second gear both times after 3 runs because we were
Did
trying
it on
something new.
purpose.
Yep, definitely did it on purpose. But then Al put together a basically best of all worlds stock trans combo.
Yeah. Well, before we get past it, I want to make sure you guys understand that the transmissions aren't weak.
No,
They-
the failures were not
The failures were
Us.
some experiments that we were trying.
us messing with shit.
Didn't work.
That worked,
Didn't work.
worked real good a few times.
Yeah,
It worked
worked
until it didn't.
awesome like 4 times, and then
Oh yeah, but so we have the MZO, which is the 1.8 Cruze 6-speed. We grabbed brand new 0 mile first and second gear and slider and synchros, and then put a final drive from the RS.
RS.
So
So we have the MZO gears, which, in my opinion, is the best gearing
For drag
as
racing,
far as
yeah.
the individual gears. And then we took all of that and assembled it onto the RS output shafts.
yep.
So we went from a 392 final drive to a 418. Just allowed us to use more of fourth gear and
Yeah.
brought all the gears a little bit closer together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that's-
Sorry. Go ahead.
I just
Bow talk.
Whoever won the race gets to go first.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
just
we'll
it's
get to
very
that.
satisfying having a proper gear in a drag race car because nobody likes going, halfway through fourth or having to just shift into the fourth or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says
and
the automatic drag racer.
or hit the limiter. Well, it's the same thing,
Yeah, if you got bad gears and
Yeah.
you got 209s or something in your drag car, but so that was it worked out well. The shift cables needed a little adjusting, so I'll blame that on my loss on Friday because
Well-
we did adjust them and they did get better.
And then it got way better.
So
I think the synchros needed to polish themselves off a little bit too.
yeah, that too.
'Cause it shifted smoother once we got a few runs in on it.
But
Yeah, for
man,
sure.
we got killer trans, we got new axles that aren't going to break, and with Vince's Tune Flash, I mean, really the drivetrain is set up to skeet and yeet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like the car has 10s capable in it.
The car ran perfect. It was
It's just gonna
just
have to
driver
be a perfect pass on a perfect day
Yeah.
on a perfect track.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
which
Definitely not
We'll
Martin.
find it eventually.
Because frick off, Martin.
No, man,
Like,
it sucks because Martin's close.
it's close and it can be a great track, but like the prep sucked. It was slow. And they kept yammering on about like, oh, this is some of the best prep in Michigan. No, it wasn't.
No, it was terrible.
Stanton, that's in the middle of nowhere, has better prep on a Thursday afternoon.
that is some axle breaking
The,
prep.
the
Yeah.
problem I have is the workers at Martin act like they're volunteers.
Yeah, they take
and
their
the
time.
workers at Stanton hustle.
Yeah.
Hard.
They do.
Yeah.
Someone breaks, they are sprinting out there to get it cleaned up and get people running again.
Yeah.
And at Martin, you can see a car break, and then the workers take a break.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, guess the racing stopped. Go relax for a
Yeah.
minute. No.
Let me go eat my lunch. Then I'll come back, and then we'll. Yeah. But my take on the event was it was great. I would have liked to get more runs, but who wouldn't? But there were a lot of sweet cars out there, and the roll racing was fun.
It was very
Challenging, but
Roll
fun.
racing was awesome.
I wish more people had a chance to do that because it's
Yeah.
not as easy as you
No.
would think.
My biggest thing was the how far the cars were apart. In a normal roll race on the street, you're door to door. You got the guy's mirror basically touching yours, and it's very easy to line up and go from a 40. But when you're 2 lanes apart, there's a wall in between you.
And
People
people,
standing
yeah.
there, and the tree is in between you, and then they're like, go, and then you're trying to pace the other guy. It's a lot, and then you're backed up to the fence. It's a lot. It'll be a lot better at Lucas, I think, because they have the mile-long runway into it. But it was,
Yeah, I was gonna-
more difficult than I anticipated, for sure.
Quite a bit.
Ashley just commented in. She was also there, and I don't know what her best time was actually off the top of my head,
Car
but she
real good.
almost beat an ATSV,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think she was trapping
Just over 100.
I think her best trap was like 105.
She needs lighter wheels.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely needs lighter wheels.
Yeah, just on street wheels, street tires,
and
everything. but-
street wheels that weigh as much as me.
Yeah.
Yeah, full interior. It
They
ran
do
good.
look fancy, though.
She
Yeah,
drove
they
it
look good.
Yep.
Decibels Dave. The event was cool. The road racing was roll racing was great. The index racing the next day.
We got gypped a little bit
Yeah, we
because there
got-
was some major sandbaggers in all the classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That did take me off a bit.
Basically, there was 10-second cars in the 11-second class and the 12-second class, but they were just they left at the 1,000-foot, and it was whoever was to the line first, and so they'd get to the line first, lift, run there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that Mustang that I lost against. Granted, I probably would have lost anyway, unless he had screwed up his
He
launch.
hit the brakes so hard, though, that in hindsight, we probably could have got him DQ'd.
We could have.
yeah, because if he was trying to stay ahead of you the whole time, he would have went faster.
Well,
Yeah.
they said in the drivers' meeting that if you're blatantly sandbagging, they'll throw you
Yeah.
out of the class.
Well,
They
he
did
hit-
not enforce that though.
They didn't at all.
No.
No.
I
But-
think it was just like an intimidation thing, and then they were.
He let off at the 8th, and his best time on the weekend was a 10.4.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get what you're doing, dude, but
Yeah, they're there for
I
the
don't
money,
know.
not the fun.
yeah, we're there.
We were
for
there
this-
for a race.
The spirit of the event and a race.
There couldn't even. I wasn't even worried about the payout. I was just worried about beating everybody in my class. And
Yeah,
having fun.
I just wanted to have fun and go race more people, and
But then I pulled up and there was no 12-second cars there, all on slicks, which I thought one of the rules was you had to be on a street tire.
they didn't enforce anything.
Yeah, and
If you showed up and raced,
So-
JPL, that's roll racing. That's what we're talking about right now.
Yep.
So you start already rolling at, what was it, 40, 30,
30 to 40.
34
Yeah.
miles an hour?
whatever the left lane was pacing, which was about 30 or 40 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Right lane had to keep up, and then you both go at the start of the
at the
1320.
tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was we've talked about this a couple times at the track, but kind of goes against your traditional way of thinking. But we were at the drivers' meeting, and they said, well, if you don't know what class you want to be in for roll racing, you're going to trap the same in a roll typically than what you do in the quarter. And we're all kind of thinking like, that's weird. How can you trap the same in the same amount of distance?
With a 40-mile-an-hour head start.
Yeah, but
It is the same.
It is. It's almost exactly the same. And like with the Sonic, we ran better from a dig because at 60 foot is
Yeah.
better than most cars. So
yeah.
that was
interesting. How
weird.
it went faster in the dig than it did in the rolls.
Yeah, I think our best on the rolls was 122. Best from a dig was 123.
Yep.
That
complain about
makes
that.
sense to me.
Yeah.
Because
It does now.
You're like you were hitting it in second, and there was a bit of a lag till you got into boost.
Mm-hmm.
But when you launch from a dig, it's
Boost.
shit and get
Yeah.
right away. So I'm not surprised that it actually trapped faster from a dig.
Especially with that thing 60 footing like it does now. That thing gets down.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, what's the best 60 right now?
1.5.
1.5. I was pretty happy with
From
Zoom's
the-
car for doing a 1.8 on street tires.
I was
Yeah,
very
that is
impressed.
Very impressive.
We were all pretty happy with Zoom's car, not 60 foot, just everything.
Yeah.
I
And you
think
want
it
to get into
surprised-
that?
Yeah, I think it surprised everybody. Like, the first pass we made was 120, and I was like, so we drove it there, street trim, full exhaust, full interior. Like, me and Eden took it to lunch that day.
Yep.
And like, just went out there and seen what it did, and then we were doing 120. I'm like, all right, we got to do something. So we went back, pulled the seats out of it, and took the cap back off, pulled the headlight. I guess that's really it, and it picked up like 4 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we did drop nearly 200 pounds. And then after that, it ran 123.9 twice, and it was the fastest car we took. Like, it was
Yeah.
very satisfying to see it back out doing its thing.
Well,
And
for
consistently.
And consistent.
very consistently, and for a car that hasn't seen the strip in probably 10 years.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cool. I mean, you put in some work into that car, and like you said, it's a pretty much customer build.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy.
Yeah,
it doesn't
you-
have fancy heads.
It's very similar to my old red car. Just a good put together M90, with a cam and intercooler, and they run really good.
It runs well.
And it actually, we advertised it as like 410 horsepower, but that was on a 2.6 pulley, and I raced all weekend on a 2.8, which is sub 400.
Whew.
So sub 400.
Making me feel even worse.
Yeah, that's my gonna be my insurance for Indy is
The 2.6.
the 2.6 and another 100 pounds.
If we're gonna go to that one, we probably should start buying stuff.
Well, we got to get your
I'm
car ready,
yeah.
Yeah.
and that's going to be the one on the trailer this time.
What do you want to upgrade for next event? Do you want to share, or is that secret stuff?
On my car?
You said you wanted to buy stuff.
Well, the
I meant
tickets
tickets,
and stuff.
and
Oh,
stuff.
I thought you meant parts.
No, I need. There's more stuff I need for my car.
I'm gonna
Not
get,
anything crazy.
I'm gonna
though.
get a test and tune, and then just go down there and have fun, and if just buy a ticket down there for whatever class I feel like racing that day. That worked out well.
Yep.
Instead of just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get
that
all
was
of our
the way.
tickets.
They
Yeah.
didn't advertise that super well, how it actually works out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
The whole-
If anybody plans on going to Street Car Takeover Indy,
Just buy a test and tune.
get a test and tune. It'll get you in both days. You can run, see what you're doing, and then if you feel like, hey, my car's doing really good, I feel like I'd be competitive in this class. You go up, flip them another $50. They throw you in that class.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
I overbought tickets because I feel like they double dipped me on a couple things, which is fine. We didn't know. I just wanted to be safe.
the way they advertise not advertise how to buy tickets and how to get into the event is kind of crappy. But now that we've been,
Yeah.
now we know. You know.
Yeah, it was a super good laid back event, and I've said it, but my favorite part was there was no old big tire, big block cars there.
Running 12s.
Running 12s.
Yeah.
And just making all the noise and all the smoke and not going anywhere. It
14-second long burnout.
Oh my gosh!
Just
Nothing against those guys.
blowing
Well, actually,
oil
yeah,
all
no.
over the track.
Those
I
are-
am against those.
Those are
guys.
always the dudes who oil down the track.
Yes.
They sit there and they're
Because
pushing.
it's the same big block they've had in the car since 1963, and the main seals are gone.
There's no main
They're
seal.
just
It's-
not
It's
there.
just dust.
Yeah.
And they push their car up to the line, and you're right. They do this big old long burnout,
Yeah.
and then they get up there and they.
They run a 2-second 60-foot and a 14-second pass.
Yep.
They
There
do
was
always do
no-
that. Just buck. And
Yep.
then they're just
there was no
all the torque for like 3 feet.
junior dragsters.
Oh, there's no junior
snowmobiles,
dragsters. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's true.
No offense if that's your thing, but it's real annoying when we're
you
trying to
know
do our
what?
thing.
Offense, because those guys are just—they're a pain.
It's
Yeah.
nothing against the kids.
No, the
Like,
kids.
I would love to get my kids into it, but I don't want every other drag racer to hate me.
Everyone will hate you.
But
if
the
you
thing
ever do
is-
that.
Like, if my kids got into it, I'd put a freaking Harbor Freight Predator on it. I'd pull start it and like go
Go.
run.
Well, that's all the kids want.
That's all the kids want to do.
The kid just wants to put his foot down and go fast.
But
down.
every single dad that thinks he's John Force is out there turning imaginary screws like they actually do anything for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, let me adjust the carb right here on the line.
Like,
have-
it's going to run 8 seconds
Brother.
in 8 at 90.
They have the little
That's
tire
what it's done
protectors
every
on
time.
I
it.
know they got the tire heaters on, and they push it up to the line.
You could
and then
put
take a
those tires in the freezer, and the car is not going to run any different.
all 14 horse that it's making is not spinning those on a prep track.
It is so ridiculous.
Come on, brother.
End rant.
End rant.
Maybe I should get my kids into that just so that I can make all those other dads look bad.
Yeah, maybe
Hey,
you can
look,
change
see
the
this?
way that
See how my
runs.
kid just pulled up and raced, and the whole thing took 6 seconds? Yeah, do that.
And you know what? Your kid could go again in
Yeah.
the time it took you to set up.
Yep.
But yeah, end rant.
But yeah, to the 3800. So you were gonna take your Regal,
no, of course.
decided not to.
No, we did take the Regal. Oh yeah, we should mention the Regal.
Give me that one.
Yeah, mention the Regal too.
No, not that one.
There was a car show there.
You take
That was
that
kind of cool.
I want the natty.
It was real small.
Ported natty.
Real quaint, but it was a
Hey,
nice
don't
little
play
car
down
show.
my trophy.
Yeah, Bo won best
Hey, I got a
domestic.
trophy too. You know.
You did. You did.
So
And I checked. There were more than 20 cars entered, so it was not just a participation
I'm glad you did
trophy.
because I didn't want to tell anyone I also went around and counted.
yeah. I had the Regal ready and I planned on roll racing it, and then Zoom's car kind of came to life over the month before, and I was like, man, it's making the same power. It's 1,000 pounds lighter. This would probably be the smart thing to race. So I asked Zoomer, he's like, go for it.
Definitely was the right choice.
Yeah.
I
it
mean,
was.
the Regal would have been fun for you, but Zoom's car was funner.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Regal was there, and I was like, well, if it's just sitting here, we might as well throw it in the car show. Put it in the car show. Took home best domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And top 20. I was like,
And there were a couple nice Corvettes there, and
yeah, that no wife Corvette was there, and
the ZR1.
I seen him pull in, and I was like, oh no. And but no, I took best
Is that
domestic.
rain? Oh boy.
Wow.
It's downpouring here, guys. It's been for
I
like the
think
last
my
3
car's
days.
bay
So
camping.
Yeah.
hopefully you can't hear that. Let us know.
And yeah, it went really well. No complaints. I went up and I was like, "Hey, Justin, thanks for the top
they
20."
can
He's
hear
like, "No, you get this one too." And I was like, "Holy cow!"
Wow. We
Yeah.
felt bad for you because it sounds so bad.
Hey,
No,
the
it's
Buick-
got a turbo. It
Buick
sounds
sounds
fine.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Buick did good. 3800s were a win-win, I think. And
My favorite part I still can't get over is so when Zoom's pedal broke, you
Yeah.
ripped it out of the Buick,
yep,
put it in there, kept racing, but the Buick was parked in the car show.
all day parked in the car show with no
So
gas
at the
pedal.
end of the day,
The grass was too tall to idle it out of the grass. So I had Sarah driving it, and then I was under the hood running the throttle body to get it off the grass. And then once we got on the pavement, we just idled it back to
I
the
don't
trailer.
know. Yeah.
And then we get it back to the trailer. I take the gas pedal out of Zoom's car, put it back in the Buick so we can drive it home. And then I tied a piece of rope to Zoom's throttle body and pulled it in the enclosed trailer with a piece of rope.
It's only stupid if it don't work.
Only
Yep.
stupid if it don't work.
Yep.
you just can't do that on an electronic throttle
No.
car.
No.
You
That's
can't.
why I
No.
reverted my ion
Yeah.
to cable throttle.
Because if your pedal breaks, you can figure it out, you know?
Mhm.
Well, Tim's like, you could just drive it home with that. I'm like, yeah, I could. And Jason was there. He's like, no, buddy, put it in the trailer.
We have a trailer. Let's use it.
I mean, you would only need it for accelerating because cruise control would still work.
They don't have Cruze.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extra weight.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, they didn't come with Cruze back then, did they?
Yeah, they came with Cruze.
Oh, did
it's
they?
just deleted.
But the Buick has cruise, so you could have just left the pedal out of the Buick.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. Buick has a hitch, too. We could have flat-towed at home.
There you go.
Hey.
But all in all, I was super happy. Yeah.
It was one of the best events we've been to since I've been here. Not from a racing perspective, that was great, but from a team perspective, that we had the most people and the most cars, ZZP platform cars that I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. I mean, Kyle showed up, Tim Cooling showed up, Matt showed up, the Kidding Tylers showed up. Like, it was
Everybody
that
came
was
out
the
and
best
supported,
part about
worked
it being
together.
at Martin, was how close it was to people.
And get
It was
more people
accessible.
to show up, yeah.
Yeah, we still haven't talked about, I mean, we briefly mentioned Ashley's car, but we also had our ATS there.
Yeah, Alex.
And
is
it didn't
Ryan's
break.
And
street
it didn't
car.
break.
Like,
An LTG that didn't break.
Wow.
Most people don't know about that car because Ryan just drives it every day, but I mean, it
Yeah.
It got down.
Yeah.
It did pretty
It
well.
did do all
He
right.
trapped
120.
121.
It was Alex's first time drag racing too, so he was still figuring it out
Yeah,
and stuff.
he had never been on a drag strip.
Mm-hmm.
With all that automotive experience that dude has, he's never been on a drag strip.
Well, they don't probably have them over in Looney Land.
Yeah, he said they've got like a couple small rinky-dink, crappy 8th miles or something. But
You do the Nürburgring or you do nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I'd rather have the Nürburgring, but
Beggars can't be choosers.
I love bringing Alex places because he's like walking around just at awe at all these big old drag cars, and he's like, people just do this.
Yeah.
They just come and they race a car and they camp and they get lit, and he.
If
we're like,
you don't know
yeah.
Alex, I think Al described him best when he said Alex gets excited about breathing.
Yeah.
Just everything
You're
is
just
the
happy
coolest
about
thing.
everything.
Yeah.
It's
But-
a contagious energy.
It is.
Yeah.
There was a great energy there all week.
Yeah,
or all
there
weekend.
was.
I got to call out all my 3800 pals because not many of you came out, and we only announced it for a full month straight on the podcast. And I know y'all had the day off because our W Body meet got canceled,
It was the same day.
and it was only like an hour away from where the W Body meet was. So
Oh.
We always talk you 3,800 dudes up for showing up,
And they
and then you
didn't.
don't show up.
And then they
Yeah.
didn't.
and I had
We had
both,
more Sonic dudes show up.
We did.
Than
Mm-hmm.
I had both the beauties out there for
You're
them.
right.
yeah.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah, maybe next time. Street Car Takeover Indy. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are our plans for? What are you guys' prep plans for Indy?
I don't know if I'll make it.
Round 2.
I think we're gonna
Finished
make.
round 1.
I think we're gonna
Let's
make.
see, what do I got left?
Well, if you're not making it, perfect. I call the trailer.
I thought you were just going off about streetcar.
Well, that's a bit of a drive. That's a bit of a drive. And if it breaks, then
If we have the trailer, it's best to bring it.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
put a billet throttle pedal in that thing, or what's?
I actually need to go to the junkyard and get one. It still doesn't have a gas pedal.
Hey,
Can't
I'm
put a
going to
stock
the
one back
junkyard
in
next
there.
Monday, so
Let's do it.
if it's not raining.
It's gotta even
Overbuild
bring it back
everything,
yet?
you know.
Is it even back here yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's back.
Oh.
It's back there.
Okay.
Yep.
As far
Yes.
as my car,
Will Kish, you were there. It was great meeting you.
It was great meeting you,
I'm
man.
glad. I love putting names to faces. So yeah, he was like the one.
Got the Ecotec cover. Yes, Alfred, they did. That's all right. I'm a one-man army.
but yeah,
all right.
Street Car Takeover, Indy. If my car's gonna make it, I need to.
Brakes. Those
The
are
brakes
important.
are plumbed.
Oh, they are plumbed.
They are all plumbed except for the brake fluid reservoir.
Well, if your car makes it, it would have already been on track because we need a shakedown somewhere other than Streetcar Takeover.
yeah,
We gotta.
We got time,
There's
I
something.
think, but
we could run to Mexico real quick.
hmm
Maybe.
we have
Yeah.
ways.
Mexico just
I
got.
don't know. The
just got
things that it
paved.
has to have before then is cage and some wiring that I have to button up. The compressor for the high pressure air.
Yep. The wastegate.
Is the cage mocked up fully in the car?
No.
Just a couple bars you kind
Just
of
a
threw
couple
in.
bars.
Yeah.
The main hoop is bent. The roof hoop is bent. The front strut down bars are bent. But there's still a lot of trimming.
Yeah.
So it'll if we get it done by the end of next week, I'll be impressed. But then I can get the dash back in, get that buttoned up.
hmm
Hopefully a couple weeks it'll be ready to go on the dyno.
Time to make some jam. What? Obviously, it would depend on what it makes or what you think it may make. But what would you enter? 140, 130? King of the Bakery.
Probably 140.
Yeah.
I don't know.
King of the Bakery was stacked.
Yeah, that was
with
aggressive.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the fuel tech on that, it'd be real easy to win roll
Yeah.
race classes.
Yeah.
Like I can get a speed limiter dialed in to where
Right.
You just hold it at 30, and you
Yeah.
got 30 pounds of boost ready to go.
well I got rolling
Ripper.
anti-lag on the steering wheel
Mm-hmm.
that I can set to a mile an hour or whatever RPM I hit it at.
Yep.
But then I also can set a top speed limiter with a very soft rev limiter so you don't actually hear it
Yep.
banging a limiter,
Yep.
which is what most of the people that win those classes do.
Mm-hmm.
So like it'd be a roll race champ.
Yes,
We
it
just
would.
gotta get it all together.
Yep.
But
That car is going to be awesome.
it should make 7-ish.
Yeah.
And I should probably weigh it again now that I have almost everything in there. But I think it's going to be like mid 2500s without me.
Yeah,
Pretty light.
I was surprised Zoom's car was like 3250 before we took some stuff out of it. I was like, ooh, that's heavy. I thought it was going to be closer to 3.
It's a lot heavier than it once was.
Yeah.
Totally forgot. We forgot to transition from the old Buick. She might have not raced last weekend, but what are you setting it up for next weekend?
Oh yeah. I don't know. My ticket's not looking too good, but
Yeah.
we're gonna try and do a Gingerman run in the Buick.
It'll happen sometime this summer.
Oh, boy.
Definitely. It's
Yep.
I'm calling it the Galloping Moose because if you've seen a moose run, that's how the Buick's gonna look on Gingerman.
So you got quite a bit of sidewall for that.
I've seen minivans out on Gingerman, so you are safe.
Cool. Yeah, no, I think it'll do pretty good.
I
If
think
I
it
can
will
keep the
too.
trans cool, and the brakes. The trans and the brakes cool, I have no doubts about it at least.
Yeah, good luck
Doing
keeping the
some good
brakes
laps.
cool, stopping that boat.
Yeah, if it's all about my driving style and how I
Yeah.
and I'm sure I'll have to drive around a few things
Just
like
set
the
the
brakes.
Cruze at 50 and just coast the whole track.
But yeah, we got
You-
a sweet new sway bar we're working
probably
on.
could do all of Gingerman with Cruze set at 50 and set a pretty decent lap.
That's interesting.
That's
There's
that's
some
a
pretty fast 50-mile-an-hour corners.
one, 2, and 3 would 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 would be your challenge. But like coming into turn 11, in the Camaro, I'm at like almost 80.
Dang.
So
Well, I'm hoping to be able to run most of it in just second gear, which
Yeah.
is roughly 50 to 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, Tim was telling me it's all
You'll hit
3-4
third on the back
in the sky,
straight.
which is kind of scary. Because that's pretty fast in the sky.
Yeah.
you just
I'm
got
not
to
scared.
turn your brain off a little bit.
Yeah.
And,
So I've heard.
And work up to pace. That's the big thing. Or else then you go,
Yeah.
wee, like I did.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to do that because no ABS, no traction control.
That car doesn't have ABS?
Doesn't even have the module in it.
Oh, well, then that would do it.
So,
Yeah.
Brandon Montcalm, how's the GTP looking? It's looking good.
It does visually look good.
Yeah, it does look good.
His
Nice
GTP
paint.
is actually here too. That's why he's asking about. I'm thinking.
Oh.
It's looking good. The install bay guys haven't got around to checking out your flex plate yet, but I'm sure it'll happen next week. But it's looking good. He's just got a cracked flex plate.
Dezel Dave 961 did a road rally in my Regal with his new ZZP coilovers. It works.
Very nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
I love to see people actually driving their cars.
Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
I do think there's going to be a crew of us going to the Dragon this fall.
Yeah, I haven't been since 18, and I would
Yeah.
love to go this
I
year.
plan on going down again.
I just went a month ago or whatever.
Yep.
It was awesome. So much fun.
Yeah,
I'd go again.
it's a good time. If you have a good group of people, it's worlds better, But
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
So-
super excited to experience that.
Anyways, we
Yeah,
covered the
you-
ATS. We got the slingshot.
yeah, Kyle did pretty decent. I think
Another car that drove there,
low
drove back.
120s
Mm-hmm.
He trapped. Yep. So
Yeah. He didn't get
we
enough
have,
runs
we have
to
more
dial it
room
in.
to turn it up, but like you said, we didn't have enough runs.
Yeah.
Because I can only go so far on the dyno with that thing. I really have to have it on the track to turn it up the rest of the way.
I think the first run, you said he started in third because he thought.
Yeah, that
It
was
would
his
be.
fault.
Second run short shifted, so he never really got a full.
He never had
Full
a
tilt
great
run.
I think
pass.
he had 3 passes. Yeah, he might not have
Maybe.
even had 3.
Might
he
have
might
been
have only
2.
had 2.
Yeah.
But
And he ran the Geo both? I think he did have 3.
I think he had 3.
Yeah, 'cause he ran the Geo twice.
That was funny.
That Geo was cool.
Hayabusa 1200.
That
Yeah.
Geo
Yeah.
falls right into the it's only stupid if it don't work.
Yeah.
'Cause
It
that
was
thing
a-
worked.
It was a Gen 1 Busa engine, turboed, ITBs,
ITB to a common plenum.
yep, and then to a random Honda rear-wheel drive diff.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Like
quite
a
the contraption.
CRV probably rear.
Something. The
E30,
dude,
E36 BMW.
the dude
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was a BMW.
Okay.
rear end.
he didn't have reverse. Like,
No, because it's motorcycle trans.
oh yeah.
He took
I
the
didn't even
output.
think of that.
He took the output from the motorcycle trans, made an adapter to go to a drive shaft,
To then
and
send
then ran
it
it to the rear. So he had double final drives.
Oh.
So he was probably
Yeah.
damn near topping out sixth in an engine that normally will go 200 plus.
Yeah.
He was probably
He was
maxed
geared
out.
way down.
That's
Yep.
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I liked it. Somebody was asking what the Buick won. It won Best Domestic.
Yep. Best domestic in the car show.
And top 20, which I also
it got
won.
top
You know,
20.
It
no
seemed a
big
little
deal.
redundant. They gave me a top 20 and a Best Domestic, but I'm like, I like trophies.
Yep. Put them up in the garage. Arcane Shadow, ion coilovers are looking great. We're just, they're in production right now. Material shortage has them pushed back a little farther than I'd like, but they're still on track. Our test set is getting many miles.
Yes.
I've got the
We
ones
had
on
a long meeting this morning hashing out some coilover details.
Yeah.
Big
with
brain
the crew.
energy.
yeah. Big
Yep.
brain, dumbed down to small brain.
Al's Physics for Dummies class.
So there to go off that, somebody in one of the Track Midwest Facebook groups yesterday posted a photo of a coilover, and there's two collars on most common coilovers, and let's call them A and B. And it was, where do you adjust your ride height, A or B? And the common thing is B, down below, the bottom collar. I read through this article, I watched a video, and it got my brain all hurting. And then I shared it to everyone else, and I was like, how have we been doing this wrong the whole time? And so we hashed that out for like an hour.
And it was funny because the people that started the argument and were claiming to be the end-all, be-all of
Experts.
coil setup still had some things wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think, once we hash it all out, looking back at it, I think that they have the right idea.
They just didn't
I think their
explain it
terminology
correctly.
was wrong.
Yep.
Because if you took their terminology 100% literal, they were wrong on a few things.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of piece it all together. like
It
I
gave
think
us a
they
much
did.
better understanding
Yeah.
Yeah.
collectively.
It's so hard when you see a easily debatable topic like that to just be like, I 100% agree with them. They're the smartest, or they're totally wrong. Idiots. Like,
Yeah.
but
'cause-
then after you look at it for a day, you're like, okay, mostly right, just weird wording. Yeah. yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure people do the same thing with us on some
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
topics.
probably.
On everything.
Yeah, one topic that's real controversial lately is big wheel turbos. And
Yeah.
we know that generally they don't perform, but there are special circumstances. And that's going to depend on your engine, your manifold setup, the inlets.
How bad the stock turbo is.
Yeah. You know, you could have a great performing stock turbo, like a KO4 on a Cobalt, was well sized for that engine. Big wheel doesn't do anything.
No, you
Doesn't do
gain,
shit.
gain 10, 15.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah, it's relatable to 3800 guys. They take a Gen 5 M90 case and then put M112 rotors in the Gen 5 case.
we used to make a kit for that, didn't we?
Yeah. The gains are nothing. It looks cool. You can say it's cool.
Does it sound cooler?
I don't know. Probably not. I have never.
But
heard
the
one.
outlet on the blower is still the same.
It's just it still does
Which
the
is-
same stuff.
This big. Like, if you look at it, it's wild that M90s can make such decent power. But even on a Gen 5, the outlet is that big.
A little
Yeah.
triangle.
That's it.
Yep.
And on a Gen 3,
Yep.
holy crap!
Yeah.
How the hell did Zoom run high tens on that back in the day?
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
On 93, that's what like I've
Yeah,
We
been
think
here.
we're
million
doing we think
fuel.
we're doing good, and then we look back.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
I've been here 3.5 years, and like we've made some great progress. And then you look back on what Zoom and Matt were doing back in the day, and it was all on 93. They didn't have E85, and I'm like,
Crazy.
because imagine if we were running the Sonic still on only 93
Oh,
or race gas.
I'd have quit.
Yeah, we'd still be at 250 wheels.
Yeah.
The Atom Project, another example. Small pulleys on LSJ superchargers.
yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Oh, man.
It's not really debated. It's just done wrong.
It's just done wrong.
We should just stop making anything smaller than the 3-inch pulley and tell everyone to buy spray.
Spray it.
Spray and
E85. I've gotten the question a lot lately. Is E85 worth it on a stock pulley LSJ? And I'm like,
Yeah.
115%.
Way back when I first got my car, I did that.
Yeah.
No one else did. And I
E85 is at the
kept up.
point
And
where,
I
like,
kept up with small pulley gas cars.
Yeah.
if you have E85, run it. Like,
If it's
That's it.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gains are outweigh the cost.
And now, the cost of 93 is so high.
Yeah, you're saving money and making more power
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah, you do get worse mileage, but it's so much cheaper that your cents per mile goes down. The only downside is you have to fill up more often.
Yeah.
But
so,
the amount you pay per mile you drive is still lower than running 93.
well, yeah,
Which where in the United States is that a problem? I mean,
Yeah,
till the
Not
drag.
around here.
yeah, E85 is almost half the cost of 93 at this point. So,
Yeah. Anyways, back to in theory, if we do next Street Car Takeover, which I think we're all kind of leaning towards, we know what Al's hoping to put together for that. What
Hoping.
about the Sonic?
I might.
I mean, is it just turnkey race car now? This is the setup.
I may not be able to come, but we'll figure that
Wait,
out.
what?
Yeah. We
Uh-oh.
Am I going to have a chat with your wife?
I was
Yep.
hoping to not bring it up.
We do
but-
need to have a chat with her.
Yeah.
3800 will be there and going fast.
Yeah.
We'll figure things out.
My goal is 100 pounds and 10 horsepower.
Well, if my car goes, we'd have to find another trailer anyway.
Yeah.
So.
U-Hauls are cheap.
I had kind of planned on we can set the Sonic aside because you've worked on all of these cars for 3 years and now you need to get out there and have fun.
It's overdue.
In your car.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I
Yeah,
like that idea a ton.
Yeah. See?
I will leave the 3800 at home if your car makes it.
If we can band together and get everything done, then heck yeah.
The
We
Sonic,
need to ban the beer if we're going to get it done.
unfortunately, lost
Yeah.
last weekend, but the Sonic's really done more than we've asked it to do.
That
Oh,
Sonic.
We're
It
just pushing
is-
it more just because why not
It
at this
is-
point?
It is such a fight to make power
Yeah.
with that engine.
Yep.
But it just won't quit.
It takes everything
we
throw at that thing.
We joke about it here, and we've joked about it on the podcast, but it is so true that it pretty much does not get the key in the ignition unless we're going to go beat its ass.
It's not even pretty much anymore. It
No.
is 100% of the time.
If it starts, it's
If it's
The,
starting,
the only exception is if we're just
moving,
moving
or,
it.
Yeah. If
we don't
it's,
even start it to move it anymore.
we
Rarely.
push it
We were
most of the
pushing
time.
it out the other day. Cal's like, "Does this shit box not run?" I'm like, "No, it runs."
Yeah.
But it's just
it just it has to warm up and
It's just kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We don't turn the key unless we're going to go flog it.
I've said it before, but I don't know if you guys in the podcast know. That's still the same engine.
the same
Yeah.
engine.
2
the
years
whole
now.
time.
That engine what came out of Ashley's car?
Yeah.
No, the original engine we had in the LTZ
Went
came
into
out
Ash-
and went into Ashley's car.
Yep.
That one was a fresh build 2 years ago.
Yep.
But it's a straight up customer trim build.
Yeah.
A stock crank and block, forged rods, and 73.5 pistons. That's it.
That's it.
Nothing special or
And we
fancy.
have probably close to 200 dyno poles on that thing
Probably.
and 6 dozen track days. Like we were at the track every weekend last year.
Probably what? Like 50, 60 track passes?
Oh,
If-
at least.
If not more.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
so many
I mean,
slips.
look at how many slips we've thrown away.
Yeah.
We've gone through like a few dozen axles.
Yeah.
Bolted all the
But-
transmissions to it.
But the axles we have in it now,
Yeah. Mint.
if
And
you're a
I'm-
Sonic guy who's going to push it and you need axles that will last, let us know.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
But we
But
might
they will
have
not
a
break.
couple more. I'm pretty sure now, looking back on it too, that race with that Mustang, I just sidestepped the clutch.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that in the video.
Yeah, I saw it
just
again today,
goes.
and I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that because I was all rushed and I was like, oh god, and then just pow, and those axles were like, yep, here we go.
Yep, no problem. We got,
got
this.
you.
So regardless if it goes next month or whenever the next Sonic Day is, what's next for that car?
Honestly, the Sonic's probably going to sit until we get good weather.
Yeah, because it's not gonna run well when it's that.
I
hot.
don't know how much more I can turn it up.
It's on a good setup.
It's
just
on a good setup.
Yeah,
needs
but-
that perfect pass.
We know that if we go to the track and the DA's 2,500 or higher, it's not going to run a good pass.
No.
Like when you have a car that's running near its limit like that, you need good weather and a good track.
Yep.
So
Yep. Prep and weather.
it's just wear and tear on the engine and wasting our time and money to go out on a bad day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we get decent weather, probably go out just so Tyler can get some more seat time.
Yep.
'Cause, he's not as fresh as he was at the end of last season.
Right.
But
Yeah, it was
beyond
second
that,
nature last year.
we'll probably wait
Like
closer to fall.
like September, October,
Yeah.
going out to Lapeer.
I 100% believe that if we end of season, if we can get a negative DA day with a good track prep, the car will go 10.9s.
Yeah. Yeah, by all calculations, it.
I don't
it
care if
will.
we got to drive out to Norwalk.
Yeah, I'll go to Norwalk. Never been.
No, me either. It'd be a fun trip.
It would be a
and
fun
it's
trip.
right down the road from Jason.
And if, ooh, that'd be cool. But then also if Matt finishes his car.
Oh yeah,
What car?
Mystery car.
Mystery car.
the one we call the car.
The car. His car.
It's black. That's
Yeah,
all we're saying.
It is black.
It is black.
Yep.
It has wheels and
It
doors.
has doors and an engine.
Yeah, and glass.
And it has no turbos right
Metal.
now.
No, it has no turbo at all.
So look out.
Does it have an engine?
Not in the car.
Oh, yeah.
The engine
it's
is
over
ready.
there.
The engine's ready.
It's a car though. I
yeah.
can guarantee you that. And
Yeah.
it's one of the cars we work on.
It's not a motorcycle.
No.
I don't know if I could picture Matt on a motorcycle.
Some dude showed up to pick up his parts, and me and Ashley brought his parts. He got a sway bar and then something else, and he goes, "Does Matt still work here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh yeah, I sold him my
Grand Prix?
CBR."
Oh yeah,
1000.
Matt did used to have
No
bikes.
way.
Yeah, he was like,
I've
"Yeah."
heard him talk about him from back at the old shop.
Yeah, he goes, "Yeah, I sold him my CBR 1000 back in the day. I sold him it, and then the next day he texted me and said, 'This thing's gonna kill me. I'm not gonna drive it anymore. It's up for sale.'" So apparently he drove it once and then said,
Nope.
That's the kind of way I was the first time I rode a leader bike. Like, nah, don't need it.
I've ridden a 600 once, and that was me in junior year of high school.
So you were like 68 pounds.
So I was like 68 pounds, and I got on it, and it pulled the front tire, and I was like, "No, nope."
Nope. Undo.
I rode
Go
a
back.
leader bike for about 4 months, almost every day.
Really?
Never took it above $5,000.
Oh wow.
And then I got a little confident that one day. Brought it up to like 10K, and I was like,
Nope.
nope, I don't like that.
If that's your thing, cool for you. But I
I like living.
No. I went out on a friend of mine's FC1. It was like a touring
Yeah.
seating position, but it's basically an R1.
Yep.
And it was stock, but I just went down the road a few miles, turn around, come back, like kind of halfway got into it, up to like 7-8 grand, kind of ran through the gears, and get 6th gear and cruising. And like, I'm kind of going fast. Look down, it's like 125. I was just cruising at 125, and it was completely comfortable.
Just woo.
And like, yeah, this is a bad thing. I don't need this. I went back. Got
Yeah,
off of
basically
it.
on a bike like that,
have
you just
fun.
double the speed limit, and that's what it feels like.
Yeah, about.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Jason says you guys always have a place to stay and a shop to use
Oh yeah, you guys
while
have
you're
never
at
been to
Summit.
Jason.
Careful what
Jason's
you
got
wish
a
for.
nice setup.
Yeah, he's got a lift and
I
nice
hope you
garage
don't want to
and-
use that shop ever again.
Yeah.
You want a lot of parts everywhere and a bunch of wrenches flying.
That's a good. I mean, and I know Jason's being sincere, but that's a really good point. That he lives right down the road. He's basically one of us. Like,
Yeah.
We go out there for a track weekend at Summit.
We can
Something
hang out.
happens, we got somewhere to fix it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terrell's right around the corner there too.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't know. I thought he lived in Michigan.
No, he's in Ohio.
Oh, well, look at that.
Yep.
Cool.
Interesting.
So next for the Sonic, we just got to run it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same setup,
just waiting.
good to go.
Seat time, good prep.
Once we
Good
get
weather.
the shaft speed sensor hooked back up, and we find a good track day, I mean, if we get a good DA, good track prep, and it's doing its thing, we'll run that turbo right up to the limit.
Yeah. And now with these new axles, might even pull better than 1560.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If we get a good track when it's cooler out this fall, I mean, you and I both are fairly pretty much newbies still when
Yeah.
it comes to drag racing. But Matt had said that a good prep and a cold track with hot tires, and that's what's going to get your crazy 60s.
Yeah. Well, and to think about it too, is the 1.5 is impressive with the traction bar. I was still cutting 1.6s,
Low 1.6s.
low 1.6s without it. So if that prep is like
Money.
peel your shoe off, then
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be the money run. So yeah, later in the year, it's only June. We got a lot of year left.
Yeah, and we have a
It
lot
is
of other
early.
things we can focus our energy on right now.
Yeah.
Sonic's not going anywhere. It's not going to break sitting still.
And second place is still
So far away.
over the mountains, all the way over there.
Well, that's why I had to bust a 3800 out. Nobody was pushing you guys.
Did you see that crap he posted earlier? Some stock turbo pump gas Cruze making 2 something.
211 wheel
Like
claimed
he's not even trying to hide the
out of a
lies
stock
anymore.
turbo on 93. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
Like
right.
Ryan Darius, what are you doing?
It's just
It was
funny.
an auto too, right?
I don't know. I think it was a
I
manual
think
car.
it was, but it's just comical. at
It
this
is
point.
comical. Like there is, for any Sonic guys listening, there is no way you can make actually 210 wheel on a 93 stock turbo Sonic. It doesn't happen.
Al's beer porting
But
service.
but K&N said 15, and the downpipe says 10.
And my ported intake manifold says 10, and Jerry says I picked up 60 wheel.
Ryan, if you're downstairs, just hop up for a sec. I think everyone needs a snowball update.
Yeah, come on.
We
Come on,
did a
Ryan
little
D at
teaser on
ZZP.
our Instagram.
Man,
so
we have kept this whole podcast at volume 7, and now you're bringing Ryan up.
one hand on the controls.
So it,
Quick announcement, just I threw it in the chat, but so you guys can echo it. The Street Car Takeover weekend feature will premiere literally as soon as the stream ends.
Awesome. Nice job.
Ah.
Street Car Takeover weekend feature.
yep.
Right
So,
after.
That 20-minute plus video we were talking about is going to go live as soon as we're done with this podcast.
And it's a good one.
Did you get our bad language edits in there?
Sorry, Mom.
A little bit. It was tastefully done.
Sorry, not
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
Sometimes you say things in the heat of the moment.
Well, you know, we're in the moment, and then Trev's got a camera right over here, and you don't see it, and it just happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You know?
Yeah.
They're always recorded.
I was feeling real aggressive with the camera that day.
I'd get out of the car, I'm just like, oh, and then Trevor's like, how'd you do? And I'm like, oh,
Words, hands.
Shake and bake. No, I really like this video because it's one of the first that we have like banter going back and forth, and it was
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
It was great.
It was kind of vloggy style, and
Yeah,
I know
it's
people,
very vlog style. So
people like to see that.
let us know if you want to see more of that. We're happy
we're,
to do it.
We're
We
normal
just-
people, just
I mean,
like
we
you
were
guys.
there at the event and still stood there and watched the whole video.
Yeah,
and,
I
and
know.
We're entertained.
Yeah.
So I really think you guys are gonna like. It's worth watching the whole thing.
So,
But people like the Grand Prix Sonic race. That video which we threw up Wednesday has over 3,000 views already.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
crazy.
People like some competition, you know.
Yeah, we do too.
Can't
That's why we're all car
can't
guys, you know?
outshift an auto.
Nope.
Can't outshift an auto.
You can't.
It's not like it's a real competition. We're actually
Hey,
like,
all right.
upset. It's
If-
just a friendly like.
No,
that's
I-
why we all do it. You
I
know?
love it. We got to go out and race and then come back and drink beers at night.
Yeah.
You can't ask for much
Dude,
more.
for the amount of rain we got to, the camping went pretty well.
Camping went pretty
we
well.
were on high ground. Most of us were double tented. Like
Yeah.
I got the Taj Mahal of tents
Yeah,
with
you-
my queen size air mattress.
You had the
and
good setup. I left my shoes outside, so that was a.
It was
only-
great.
The only race that we could top our race would be Al and Matt's car.
Oh.
That would be fun.
That would
That would
be
be a lot of fun.
the
That would
most
be fun.
epic thing I've ever seen.
What, pending that my plans follow through,
Mm-hmm.
like from here till spring, they should be similar
Right.
in the quarter.
Yeah.
Mile an hour wise.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy to think.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I have a pipe dream of someday beating Matt's Grand Prix, but boy, that I don't think I have the budget
Yeah.
to do that.
That's
Mid-8s,
a lot.
that's a
That's a lot.
fast front-wheel drive car.
It's a very exponential thing.
Oh yeah.
Once you get to what 13s.
Oh yeah,
Like-
I'm confident that once I get enough practice in, like the car will be capable of mid-9s.
Yeah.
As long as I can
Oh, for
drive
sure.
it to that point. To make another second off of that, whoa.
Woo. Well, yeah. Think about what we went through to get from 13 to 12. Easy. New turbo. Boom. Done. It was one day. We went out one day,
Yeah.
and we got down to low 12s, and then 12 to 11 has been
Oh yeah, it gets so much
Yeah.
more difficult.
It's like a blower on any of our cars over 400 wheel. It's easier to make 20 horsepower under 400, but every 5 horsepower above 400 is
that much harder.
Is
yeah.
pain.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
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 You know.
And I was telling Alex when we were walking around, and he's like, "Oh, people come out here and do this." I was saying what it was 2018, and we went to the track, and we were there just watching Mayo's Camaro. I wasn't driving anything, and I'm walking around, and I was texting Mike and Adam, and I was like, I can't believe these people come here week after week just to chase a 10th. Like,
Yeah.
these people are insane.
It's so
And now I'm those
stupid.
people.
And now you're those people. It's addicting.
Yeah.
Ooh, hit mix, hype, whatever.
Hypercock.
It's
Hypoc.
Hypoc. Yeah.
We're working with that dude in blue.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
super pumped about
Rob,
Pretty sure that I'm waiting on him to email back.
Yeah, he
I'll double check on that though.
he reached out. We got him some goodies, and it should be pretty cool. That
Yeah.
car's
it. Yeah.
it's got some history too.
that
If
car
you guys
has-
haven't seen the video
I'm
of
mad-
the
Yeah.
Sonic kickflip,
yeah.
look it up. It's pretty.
No, so actually, I learned the kickflip Sonic and the backwards jump Sonic were two different
Okay.
cars.
What?
The kickflip Sonic got ruined. It like bent the frame when it kickflipped, and so he
Surprise.
got the backwards jump one, which is still in the Guinness Book of World Records. Which
I'm mad it was for sale and we didn't get it. I wish we would have known. We would have been like, Zoom,
Yeah.
you don't understand, Dad. We need it.
It has a 1 gallon fuel cell in it. So maybe that's why it's taking so long, because he ran out of fuel.
Maybe.
Zoom, how much do you know about skateboarding?
Probably about as much as me. I know that I stepped on one once and I hit my head on the concrete.
You would not be a good skateboarder.
No, I'm very
Your
top
power to
heavy.
weight ratio is not good for
Not good.
for that. Me and Trevor are more the skater
Yeah.
body.
A little bit, yeah.
Yep. Oh, but yeah, so that's cool. That he should have a couple more videos. He was actually on Matt Farah's Smoking Tire podcast
Mm.
2 days ago, and they were talking about us. So
Who's
Yeah.
also
Cool.
driven our ATS
Yeah.
a long time ago on
Gingerman
Gingerman?
at the
Was it?
second Grid Life ever in 2015.
Is that video on our YouTube or
Ours and his. His has millions of views.
Yeah.
And ours doesn't.
Oh,
But
this I just kind of remembered this semi-related. Anyone out there watching this who has the Ecotec platform car, like the Family 2, the LSJ, LNF, any variant of that type of block, I am working on a. We're getting to the point where I think more people are willing to push these cars to higher power levels.
Yep.
Other than the few insane drag cars out there, I have a project that I'm looking into for a better head gasket option. But the only way this is going to work if I know that the demand is actually out there. So if any Ecotec guys out there that are serious about running a car at 600 plus and keeping it there and don't want to have to replace your head gasket, every year,
yeah.
send me an email or a message or just some kind of chatter to let me know that you're out there and that it'll be worth putting the R&D into this product.
Thank you.
So that I have a reason to go forward with it.
Yeah, and basically what you need to do is just call up Trevor Jolly, and he'll give you 45 different guys in Europe running his engines.
Oh,
Charlie did it first.
I'm staying out of that one.
On the topic of R&D, W-Body guys, 2 new things this week, both of which you'll love. That's all I'm saying about that.
Yep.
We're
2 new
always doing
things?
actually 3 new things if you count
Hitting
the
the
retainers.
website?
If you count the retainers,
Yeah, the retainers.
we got sound good parts, we got valve train parts, and we got some shiny boy parts.
Brian, the only thing I'm doing with the D20 is loading it in a slingshot and pegging it at your melon.
Wow.
Wow, that was aggressive.
We're at that point in the podcast.
Yep, it is the last 5.
You'll have
If you,
that.
if you guys don't stay for the last 5 minutes of the podcast, it's always a whole
They're
different
always
show.
the best.
A couple beers in,
But yeah, so Sonic's staying the same. Al's trying to finish his whatever he's doing.
My 3-year build.
Oh,
Yep.
what's the 3800 game doing?
As far
Zoom's
as
car is running and ripping.
it's running really well. Basically,
Car run real good.
Car ran real good.
we simplified everything and it started to work.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
And then I got no complaints. Maybe look at a better tire option, and just gonna cut a little weight out of it.
We should probably re-up the slicks and skinnies.
Yeah.
Yep.
That car's running well enough that I think the blower record needs to fall.
Yeah.
10.86
Kyle, I
is the
support
number
that.
to chase.
10.86.
So can the Regal beat it?
I don't know. It's a good question. The Regal's running really good lately, and I need to get it on the dyno. Probably not.
The Regal's a pig.
Yeah, it's just it's
it's
just
so
weight.
heavy.
It's weight handicapped. It's a street car. It's not a drag race car.
It's a cool street car, but there's no way it would beat Zoom's car.
no.
I mean, have
Yeah,
you
not
have you
without-
seen the rear rotors on Zoom's car?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the other
like
thing
to
I
look
didn't
at
even
them because
consider.
they make me uncomfortable.
Barely exists.
Just like I mentioned earlier, just drop a little weight, pick up a little power. We've been running on pump E, but the thing is at the point where it's like the Sonic, it doesn't start up unless we're gonna beat it. And
Yeah.
so like, why are we running pump E in this
Yeah,
thing?
throw some 1R in it.
And
Yeah.
It's magic.
it liked the 2-gallon and 1R I threw in it the second day at Street Car Takeover. So
That is
Took away the knock.
worth the money.
yeah.
The
So
fuel.
Yeah.
we even talked about maybe like a nice little 3-gallon fuel cell in the front bumper.
Ooh.
Get some weight over the front wheels.
Yep.
And obviously
Probably
just
something we should look into for the Sonic.
Probably.
Yeah, we can if we want to correlate something, use the same tank in a way. I don't know.
Well,
Tuck the
heck.
battery in front of the bumper. I know that's a common
I mean, you
Honda
were
boy
you
thing,
were
right?
cutting what 1/8 on street
Street
tires?
tires, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
yeah. It needs a bigger converter, but we can get by with what's in it. And
Oh, Nick Brichik says 10.82.
okay.
Is that the
Alright.
guy that
I don't know. It might be.
Tim was talking to?
Was Zoom 8.6 and then that guy went 8.2?
No, it's
That-
actually not.
No.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Uh-huh.
That guy was cool.
That's
He,
screaming fast.
Yeah, he was there.
That's
He-
screaming fast for an M90.
So we're standing there, and this guy walks over to Tim and introduces himself, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I used to have my Grand Prix back in the day. I actually still have, as far as I know, the M90 record."
Yeah.
And 20 minutes earlier, we're standing there just looking at the cars like rolling in, getting our stuff off, and this dude's rolling by with a new white Raptor with a
Brand new-
C6
yeah.
ZR1 in white on the trailer, and we're like, holy crap, that's a flex.
Yeah.
And then he parks and he walks over and he's like, hey, I've got the M90
Double flex.
record. Yeah, like
Double flex.
yeah, but no, he was cool.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Let's go do karate in the garage.
But yeah. The other thing Zoom's car is super lacking is it's got an old intercooler pump on it, and it's got a Volkswagen radiator for the heat exchanger, which holds maybe 2 quarts. Maybe.
Wow.
Okay,
Maybe.
all right.
We
so
definitely
there's
have some upgrades
some
to do.
improvements.
All of the upgrades.
Those the newest pumps that we're testing right now that you all don't know anything about yet
Yeah.
are pretty cool, and I'm
Yeah.
really excited to get those out on the market.
I am still shocked, even though I sit in on the R&D meetings every week, how it was just accepted that the Bosch was the best
Yep.
for 2 decades.
Yep.
And then we're like, huh.
And
Like,
then
nope. This if you
Yeah.
oh you have an air to water here. This is your pump.
this is the one you have.
This is
and that's it.
your one option.
Yeah. And
Yep.
now
And now
finally
now once we actually are like, wait a second,
we can make this better.
what if we made it better?
And then we made it stage 1 better, and now we'll make it stage 2 better,
Yep.
and then
The current stuff he's working on is like stage 8.
yeah,
Yeah.
If you want to go Subaru knowledge, this is stage X-teen.
Mm-hmm. Stage WTF.
I got a stage 2 on my Cobalt.
Awesome. Your 2.4 auto Cobalt.
I love it.
Have you driven that in a while?
I drove it.
You could
still
rapid race
have
that
that?
thing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hola,
Oh,
chica.
Ashley's here.
Yeah.
You want to hop in here?
What you want?
I can.
You got
I
to
can-
share a mic with someone.
You here to say hi?
I can get out.
Car ran real good.
I'll pass it.
Ashley
If you
at
talk real loud, they
ZZP,
can hear
everyone.
you.
Ashley M at ZZP.
What was your take on Street Car Takeover?
The R is for race.
R is for race. I loved it. I was really nervous about roll racing. But I got out there and I made my first pass and I was like, this is fun.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even
Yeah.
care if I'm doing it
It was a
wrong, which I
blast.
probably
Yep.
was. I didn't understand the whole, you stay right next to the person on the
Pacing,
left
yeah, that was
Yeah.
tough.
because they were doing like
Whoa.
18, 20 miles per hour and I'm like, wait, I thought you were supposed to get up to at least 40. And then
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
So I was a little bit ahead of each car, but that's fine.
How
Yeah.
was the adrenaline rush on the ATSV race?
Oh, you almost had him.
That
so
was good.
close.
See in my video, I keep going like this.
Yeah.
Where is he? I mean,
He came around you, but
he might need a new tune.
Yeah, the fella there in the
Maybe.
ATSV is like, yeah, I tuned it myself. And then all of our cars beat
Self-tuner
him,
guy.
and we're like, you should shoot Tim an email.
I was waiting for it Monday morning.
he did get beat by this Sonic, so just saying.
Quick intermission. 5-minute overtime. So everyone get your questions in.
That's
We
not
got a lot of smart
intermission.
people here.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll rattle off rapid fire questions for
Wait,
5 minutes
okay.
overtime.
Let me do another 5 after this.
Okay, but the
I'm sure
video's
they'll
coming
stick
out,
around.
so they're gonna start leaving to watch that video.
Just trust me.
Dylan, actually, if you're looking to bump up injectors, don't do 160s. Do 1050s.
Yeah, the
IDs.
Injector Dynamics 1050X.
Yeah, do
They are designed from
There
the
you go.
ground up as a motorsports injector, and they run so well.
Yep. Also, if you're racing Christian McShane, I'd like to see that. 'Cause
Yes.
Christian's been a great customer last year.
He has.
Yeah.
And you know the nicest thing about Christian? He does what we ask him to do.
He does exactly.
He doesn't argue with us,
Yeah.
and it makes diagnosing things so much easier.
Take note, customers.
Will, have a good weekend as well. I think a little late to your comment. Hope you're still here.
Yep.
I don't think I directly got a chance to say hi to you, but
Yes, thanks, Will, for coming out. It
Have
was
a good
super nice
weekend.
meeting you, and I love sharing love sharing knowledge with fellow 3800 friends.
He probably would.
if you're at an event
Will-
and you have a 3800 at home, talk to this guy.
I love you.
He'll talk for hours with you.
Well, the coolest thing about having Zoom's car out there was everybody's like, dude, I had one of these in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
yeah.
did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like,
You're right, though. Every single person has a memory of a 3800.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we were
At
standing.
least in the Midwest.
We
We
were-
do. We all do.
We were standing around, and I'm like, you know, if you're in a room and everybody asked who's gone 100 miles an hour in a 3800, everybody would like look
Yeah.
around, raise their hand.
Yeah, I have. On the way to my junior prom.
A naturally aspirated one too, right?
No, it was a GTP.
Ooh,
Oh.
Non-intercooled on 87. Ooh, I bet it was real happy.
So what did you take to your senior prom?
A truck.
a tractor.
A truck and a limo.
Ah,
Okay,
limo.
I'm commandeering the last 3 minutes, and we're going to play overrated, underrated.
All right.
So I'm stealing this from a lifting-related podcast that I watch called Massonomics. Shout out to those guys. They came up with the idea, but it's a lot of fun. The way overrated, underrated works is I will give you a topic, and you have to rate it over or underrated. There's no such thing as appropriately rated.
Okay.
You can explain as much or as little as you want about the topic before
Okay.
we move on to the next one.
All right.
Okay.
So step 1, overrated or underrated to Tyler, Dino Chicken Nuggies.
Overrated.
what?
Want to add anything to it? Because we have questions with that answer.
What?
I don't. I agree.
Overrated.
They're overrated.
Overrated.
They're a subpar. Now, this is referring specifically to the Tyson Dino Nugs.
Oh, okay.
The Yummy brand ones that are panko breaded, overrated or underrated.
Underrated. Okay.
Underrated.
Down to the
Take
brand.
notes. This is important stuff.
Yes, and this is specifically in context of oven baked
All
chicken
right.
nuggets.
Okay.
Not air fried, not deep fried. That's a whole different context. But Tyson Dino Nugs, which are the most common, overrated.
Quick before the questions get out of my sight. Bo, can you turbocharge a stock 3800?
Yes.
Absolutely. My
Those are the best
3800
ones to turbocharge.
My 3800 is stock. Zoom's 3800 is stock. Matt's 3800 is stock. If we're talking about bottom
Was.
ends, put a good valve train in it.
Yep.
Perfect.
Bottom end is great.
All right.
Valve springs.
Okay. Overrated or underrated? This one goes to Bo. Ported beer cans.
Absolutely underrated.
Yes. Now,
Oh,
I don't
this
know
one's
if you can
not
see,
Need
ported.
port.
but
it's
I
almost gone.
Yeah, you,
I
Hold
do
that
a,
up.
you have to airport.
I do a mild port on mine by
Yeah.
pushing it
That's
in.
like a 3/4 race port. Is it full race?
You guys have a full Bridgeport port.
You put,
Yeah.
you put a hole in it, and then it allows the
It
Air.
doesn't,
to
it
flow
doesn't
down without a
glug,
guggle.
doesn't glug glug when you
Actually,
dump
your
it out.
face.
Oh no.
How long
Oh, I
have
know
been
you
doing
can't
this?
drink right now, but
My whole
forever,
It's
forever. Look at that. It's just
Absolutely
life. I
underrated.
just brought this to Bo's attention, and
Isn't because it's really strong beer, so you wouldn't know.
yeah. You don't want to drink it quickly.
What's a strong beer?
Like 8%.
yeah, you wouldn't want to do that.
Give me a.
Okay, what's a good overrated, underrated for Trevor?
Oh boy.
Let's say
BFGs.
nah. We'll do
Because he doesn't
something
want to
better.
hear the answer.
Way underrated is the answer.
Overrated or underrated? Manual radiator fan control.
Underrated. They
Yes.
are what we call the move.
Yes.
Especially if you drive a Kappa.
Yes. Because if you drive a Kappa, your fan control module will fail.
Yep.
If
it
you
will.
haven't clicked through the info button
Hey,
on your steering column, your car is probably overheating every day you drive it.
Probably.
Yeah, leave it on coolant temp.
I will support
Yeah.
the underrated fact because I'm going to switch Zoom's car to manual.
Yeah. Al, overrated, underrated. Federal tires.
Ooh.
Ah,
Underrated.
my own rules are screwing me here.
Not at the current prices.
Okay. Because the answer changes
Yes.
if you go
No,
back
in
in
their
time.
prime.
Yes.
Over or under?
That's true. That's true.
I have to go off the current timing, and off the current time frame, they're overrated.
I don't blame you.
Now-
Zoom's car just did a 1.860 on Federals.
No,
No, they're not even Federals.
they're not Federals.
Bo, you're drunk. Not 6 months ago, Federal was extremely underrated.
Yes.
And then
Okay,
they
questions.
realized that everyone loves their stuff, and they cranked the price up.
Well, they cranked it, and there's no fucking rubber right
The
now.
Indy 500 tires were the same way.
They were
Great deal.
underrated, and now the
Yep.
price went way up, and they're mediocre.
You have
Yeah.
a 6-month window to buy
The
cheap,
fire-
good tires.
Yeah.
That's it.
Once
Yep.
people start discovering them, it's like boop, 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 boop.
Right!
Yep.
They're not dumb.
Dogecoin.
From what we hear now, Mucho Macho tires are the next Federals from Jeff Gordon.
Mucho Macho?
Mucho
Mucho
Macho.
macho.
I'm buying those just for the name.
So the
I'm not buying them for the name.
Okay.
the brand is Cool Cat, KOOLCAT.
Yeah.
And
You should
then
see their website.
the
It's pretty
spec-
funny.
The
Oh my
specific
gosh.
Yes, Jason.
300 treadwear street tire is the Mucho Macho.
Miller Lite did used to make a factory ported can.
They did.
Ah, they did.
And
yeah.
Coors had the factory port.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Miller's had,
Had the swizzle neck.
Venturi.
Yeah.
They had a freaking Venturi
Yeah.
in their bottle. Hey, Jeff McCackins. I don't know you, but
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Kyle.
yeah, it's on RT660s. It's,
We'll just call that.
I got a stage 1 intercooler pump.
Falcon Federal.
Looking at the stage 2, is it worth the upgrade?
yes.
Yes?
I don't know.
We got 3 Ion Redline people here. I never realized that.
Wait, what?
Best tires for a street Redline. I assume an Ion.
Well, I don't know how much power you're making.
Yeah, that all depends. If it's,
Enough to hook.
if it's a blower car, really anything.
Yep, Federals.
For
Well,
most people. For most
okay,
people.
let's get nerdy for a second here. On a blower car, you can get away with less tire because the torque is so flat.
Yes.
So torque is what will make you lose traction with
Yeah.
the ground. So a
A-
turbo car that has a torque spike, you'll always blow the tires off right where your peak torque
A
is.
stock turbo LNF needs drag radials. A 257 LNF can get by with a good 200 treadwear.
Yep, true. Brad asks, are those cans also polished?
Getting polished off.
Cheers to that.
I'll need a beer demonstration.
Oh.
Paul, the first time we met in person, you were drinking a fifth of Svedka.
Poured it.
You guys have a ported can up there.
Yeah. Well,
About to.
I
Fixing to.
So you
See-
take a knife,
Thanks, too.
and you don't use the cutting edge of the blade. You head it sideways, and you get on the edge, and then you just push straight down.
This is the part you drink from 180 degrees. from
Yes.
Yep.
Always
Very-
180 off.
So-
if you are 0 off, you get a messy chin.
if you
I'm gonna laugh if it's spilled.
if you don't have a knife on you, you can do it like me, and you crack it, and then you push down one side.
Oh, look
and
at me not using tools.
I always have a knife because of you. It's right here.
I have a multi-tool every day now
If
because
only
I have
he
to
had-
hot wire my car.
Yeah.
He can do all that with those hands, but he can't find fourth gear.
Oh!
Damn.
I'm not defending you. On
I'm
this
not
one.
either. I did in fact.
We got to come up with an
Many times.
overrated, underrated for Ashley.
Oh, yeah, she's here.
Oh yeah, yeah. What
We'll
do we-
close
what
on
do we got?
that.
I'm scared, Ashley.
Street tacos.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no, that really does not count because your street taco and my street taco completely
Just,
different.
like,
It can't
Like,
not
just like
count
taco-
overrated or underrated.
taco truck or wherever you go. You go to a restaurant and they have street tacos on the menu. Is it overrated or underrated?
I know the answer.
I didn't make the rules, but you have to follow them.
Underrated.
Oh man.
I would have.
I was thinking
I
over.
thought you would have said
Every time
over.
I'm like, yeah, I'll take street
I
tacos.
would I would have bet underrated.
So, Bo and I just had this conversation.
Fair.
What day was that? Yesterday? Did we go? Or 2
Yeah.
days ago?
Yeah, Thursday.
There's like this most authentic taco place in Jenison, Tacos El Cunado.
Yep.
And being from Chicago, I
Please
know
sponsor
really,
us.
really, really good authentic tacos. And to me, like if you say street taco, I'm thinking like you got 2 corn tortillas, you got steak, you throw it down like
Yep,
onion,
yep.
cilantro, that's a street taco,
Yep.
right? But like if you go to say like Chili's
Oh.
and they have street tacos, it's gonna be some
They do have some of the best chain chicken tenders
See,
ever.
this
Chicken crispers.
is what you describe as her having her druthers.
Yeah.
Explain as little or as much as you want. I understand what she's saying though. That
Yeah.
was a pretty good.
Street tacos is a
tough
good one.
Noah Hammock, yes, 100%. Everyone should buy HP tuners if they have a mod
Yep.
car.
Yeah,
Noah,
stupid
buy it.
fan controller. He knows.
Mod 1.
You know
Pull
what
the
they
spare
say
tire
about
out.
small tacos.
Mod 2.
Yeah, Kate
E85.
knows what to do with small tacos. You put pickles on them.
Kate!
You do not put pickles on a taco.
You do, and it makes it better.
All you need is meat and cheese. That's it.
What?
Tyler, you don't.
Okay, you're going a little too far the wrong direction here.
Also, crunchy shells are superior to soft shells.
No, you gotta take a crunchy shell and wrap it in a soft shell.
With cheese in the middle?
cheese in the
yes.
middle.
Cheesy gordita crunch.
Cheesy gordita crunch is.
Did you know? Did you know that at Taco Bell you can get a cheesy gordita crunch made with the Doritos Loco taco shell?
Yes.
It's only like 20, 30 cents more. It's so good.
Well,
L. Dylan says, do you think you can lift the back of the Drag Sonic?
yes.
I only want you to answer this because I've actually talked to you about this before.
Yeah, we should totally make a video of you.
I think I
lifting the
can.
drags out.
With
Give
the
me-
traction bar?
Give me like 2 weeks to prep. I gotta get my grip back up to snuff.
Oh, that's
You
true.
said 2 beers really weird.
yeah. Yeah.
It might have happened the other night.
Oh, great. Paul sent me a pic.
Any last words from anyone? We got to wrap this thing up. We're 10 minutes OT right now.
I could go for an hour.
I know.
I know.
I think we need to start doing 2 hours because the last hour is always the best.
I know.
Yeah, but nobody pays attention.
We got a pregame
Yeah,
hire.
but we can't start drinking at 3.
I mean, we can.
We could. We
could.
probably could.
We could have today.
I bet
Tyler
we'd
was
make
going.
it a few weeks before we start getting yelled at.
Yeah,
Probably.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe.
Only a few weeks, though.
As long
Only
as
a
we're
few
caught up on remote tunes.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
The
We'll see
only
you
reason
next
we
week.
get yelled at is because they want to
Hey,
drink too.
first,
Yeah.
first, Trev, what's everybody doing this weekend?
What's everybody doing? I'm taking a weekend off. I've been back-to-back ZZP last
You have
6 weekends
shouts to this
straight.
guy. This dude puts in work. Slingshots, all platforms. He's
Yeah.
there with
Slingshot,
the camera
dragging
and the
back
merch
and forth,
and
yeah.
the support and the anything. Dude, shouts to you.
You got to
Good
not
job.
forget about Eric, too, though.
And Eric.
He's usually there, too. So.
Yes.
I'm going to plan on making Overrated Underrated a regular part of this podcast. So you
Yeah.
people
If you guys want that weekly, we can
Think
make
of
it happen.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's fun.
Just
and
rapid
this was
fire.
spur of the moment, so the topics weren't the greatest, but
But-
if we can kind of plan things that will stump each other.
Still works pretty well. Let's see.
Happy birthday.
We have
Can't see what your name
a friend coming in town on Saturday. We have an open house on Sunday, and I really hope I can detail Erica's car.
It's gonna be raining like a
Nice.
mofo.
The interior, at least.
It's rainy here all weekend. We're gonna
Get
be
some
doing
work in
garage
on
Yeah.
the
stuff.
Sonic. I would like to get the head off.
Tyler, we're getting a cat.
Oh,
We're getting a smush face, no tail, long hair boy.
Ernest. His name's gonna be Ernest. Ernest Meowing Way.
Tail.
He doesn't have a tail. He's a bobtail.
Oh, that's so
Your other 2
weird.
cats are going to make fun of him every day.
Yeah.
No,
We're gonna have
He's a farm boy. He's gonna mess.
we're
him
gonna
up.
have Pamela, Georgie, and Ernest. Ernie.
Cats are overrated.
no
Underrated.
they're not.
Overrated.
Underrated. Get out of here.
Bo, what are you doing this weekend?
I got a local guy coming over. I'm gonna help him put on a set of headers and a 3/4 pulley.
Who dang.
Big
Friend of
moves.
mine.
Big moves.
He just bought a nice GTP out of Southern Indiana. Other than that, spent some time with the girlfriend and the doggo.
And the cat. You got a cat too.
Yeah, we got a cat too.
She's
Wow.
great.
All
But
right.
I'm gonna be laying low just like you. I was planning on mowing the lawn, doing tons of yard work, but it's
Me
raining.
too.
But it's raining,
Frickin'
so
raining.
like perfect
Oh,
excuse
darn.
not to. Yeah, thanks, but no thanks, rain.
Well, no, I'd rather mow it now rather than next week Sunday when it's this high.
Well, that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Al,
all
what are
And
you
I got to
doing?
mow the neighbor's lawn.
I'm gonna wrench on the Ion tonight, and probably some tomorrow morning.
So
and
this
then-
party isn't stopping, is what you're saying.
It's not stopping. No, we're just gonna move it downstairs and turn the cameras off.
How many natty lights do we have left?
Or
None.
turn on.
What? How did we drink 30?
There's like a whole cooler of Coors downstairs.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Was that last night or 2 nights ago?
2 nights
that
ago.
Was,
I don't remember.
Yeah. That was some good little
Oh, that
Caesars.
was when Trevor started learning how to TIG weld.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Then you left, and then Kate challenged us to shotgun competitions, and
I'll have you know that that's the first shotgun contest I've ever won in my entire life. That's how bad you two are.
That's pretty rough.
That's bad.
That's pretty rough.
Real bad.
it was bad. I lost by
Very
a mile.
bad.
Ashley, plans.
I think it's the first weekend of the summer,
Yeah.
and probably for the rest of the summer that I really
Have
don't
nothing.
any
Same.
plans.
Gonna
Yeah.
enjoy it.
It's kind of wild. Yeah.
Gonna
Yep.
help Tim and Kyla move some, and that's about it.
Got your new puppy?
Yeah.
Spend some time with?
Yeah, I'm gonna wrench in the morning, help Tim and Kyla,
Yep.
and then I think I'll go up to Mount Pleasant for the rest of the weekend.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, my balls are
Eric?
full, so
Yell what
Oh,
you're doing,
yeah.
and then we got to sign off.
Hey, don't forget to check out the recap video afterwards.
Yeah.
Eric worked his booty off on
crap.
it all week.
It's
Literally-
Counting down.
Now we have to go.
Hop in that premiere. You can chat with us.
Xbox, that's what I'm doing this weekend.
playing
Hey,
Xbox. All right.
Cappy Kaiju, get that thing rolling.
HV4 is on the way, boys. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Stream.
All right,
Bye.
bye guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.